All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to your weekly focus. I'm Russ McCann. I'm going to be your host today. I wanted to say thank you. I'm so excited you found your way to us this morning. For those of you that are joining us live, please make sure that you dialogue with me by dropping a comment. So if you're over on YouTube or on Facebook, as you put in comments, I can read them and see them, and I can also bring them over on screen. So always excited when we get a chance to do that. I just wanted to say welcome, congratulations for taking the time to be a part of my weekly focus. For those of you that are joining us live, as you know, we've been doing this every Friday for the last 12 weeks. So today is week number 12 in a series we've been doing called Your Weekly Focus. And we are so excited about the progress that you're making and the progress that we've been making together in creating kind of community that we are going to be continuing our weekly focus. And we may be changing the schedule a little bit. We're still working on that. We are working on some website tools and resources for you. And we've updated our YouTube channel. So we've got a lot going on behind the scenes, but more importantly, I just wanted to say thank you for being a part of our journey. And I know many of you that are joining us live and are watching and recording have been part of this series for the last 12 weeks. And I wanted to just kind of share with you a little bit about kind of what the weekly focus is all about as we kind of begin to move forward. And for those of you that have been part of our series, you know that I'm a health coach, and I have for over the last 18 years, actually working on my 18th year. I love helping people get healthy. And so while we focus a little bit on health because it's so critical to living a thriving, more active life, it's not the only thing. You know, there's a lot about mindset and personal development and personal growth, physical fitness, managing stress, setting goals, making sure that we get stuff done, right? So there's a lot going on in life. And so the weekly focus is designed to help you organize your life around what matters most to you. And so I love this cycle of health. It kind of encapsulates what we do on the weekly focus, because while there are 6 macro habits of health, we've been focusing and drilling down on those each and every week. Our 12-week series has gone beyond just the normal macro habits of health, like, eating right, drinking more water, becoming more physically active, getting a good night's sleep, developing a great healthy mindset, and then surrounding yourself with other people, like-minded, healthy people that really lift you up and move you forward. And so as we begin to kind of develop the weekly focus, I love feedback. So if you wouldn't mind, over the next, I don't know, maybe even today while we're talking about our live, I'd love for you to drop in the comments maybe some topics that you would like us to consider to help you improve your life. We love providing value. We love helping people break through and move forward. We've helped over 25,000 people in the last 18 years focus on improving their life. And what I hear over and over and over again is, wow, I came to you, Russ, to lose a little bit of weight. But when I look at it, looking backward, it was the personal development, and it was the growth, and it was the person that I became in the process of getting healthy. And you know what? The pounds on the scale and our physical physique and body, those are just the results of the habits that we create. And so we really focus over these last 12 weeks on the habits. So our topic today is going to be talking about holding the momentum that you've created over these last 12 weeks and making the things that we do become more lifelong habits that enhance our life and those that are around us, our family and our kids and our friends. And so I want to kind of go back through the last 12 weeks a little bit, because for those of you that are maybe joining us for the first time, maybe you don't know what the weekly focus is all about. I want to talk a little bit about what we've done over the last 12 weeks. So when you think about it, we started out talking about how critical habits are. We are the product of the daily habits that we've created over a lifetime. Some of these habits go back to when we were just a small child, or that we've developed over our teenage years, or when we went to college, or even during our working experience. We've developed a routine and habits, and sometimes that routine doesn't serve us very well. Sometimes that routine took us down the wrong path. And so we talked a little bit about habit loops and how something can be a trigger or a cue, and that stimulates a response. That response can become very routine, and it can be challenging to break that routine. But when we want to move forward, we get an instant reward. So we've changed what it is we're doing, and we see results right away. We feel better, we sleep better. Maybe you can fit in clothes. Maybe we're responding to other people a little bit more effectively. And at the end of it, we really want to help people become long-term invested in their long-term health. And Cherie, just so you know, we may be wrapping up this 12-week series, but we are going to be continuing on our mission each and every week to provide focus and balance. So at the very beginning, we were talking about starting with your why. What is it that drives you? What is it that motivates you? What is it that gets you excited? What are you passionate about? Because it's these things that really become the focus of your life. And so a lot of times you hear people talk about, well, what is your why? Why did you get into this? Why did you start this? Why did you do the things that you do? And what brought you to this point? And understanding your why and revisiting your why is critical. I do it all the time. My why has changed a lot over the last 18 years. I went through a divorce. My kids all grew up and moved out and started having kids. I found myself in a new relationship. Denise and I have been together over 15 years, and it's been the most amazing 15 years of my life. And you know what? Together, we have a why. And so it's really important to be flexible and to be moldable and learn from other people, because your why is never the same, and it's always changing. This was one of my favorite episodes. We talked about limiting beliefs. What are the things that hold you back? And we have, again, some of these things go back a long way. And these limiting beliefs are, I don't think I'm good enough. I don't have a college education. My mom and dad told me that I was never going to amount to anything. Some of these comments stick with us and they become part of who we are, and they change the very fabric of our life. We've just seen this over and over again. We talked a lot about setting goals and understanding that having a goal is not enough. Understanding where you are right now in your current reality is not enough. That in order to move towards your goal, you have to take action. It doesn't have to be a big action. It doesn't even have to be a big goal, but it's the things we do each and every day that really matter. And so don't get married to the goal. That can be very frustrating, especially if we don't hit the goal on time, or we don't hit it in the time frame that we think we should, and we get frustrated and we stop. But I want you to become really committed to the process of getting into action and staying in action. So again, these are the things that we've been covering during the weekly focus. We talked a couple of weeks ago about the power of SMART goals and how important it is to establish goals. Luana, who I don't know if she's with us today, but Luana set some really great goals of some things that she wanted to change that were going on in her life. And you know what? She took the SMART goal worksheet that we created, put it into action, and you know what? She began to take action on some of these things. So learning how to implement our strategies are going to be really, really important for you moving forward. Last week, wow, this was really powerful because, we can go through life wasting a lot of time on Netflix, scrolling on Facebook, doing things that don't have any real meaning and purpose in our life, and taking, really being a steward of the time that we have. And we talked about using a time blocking exercise. Many of you requested the worksheet and are working on your own time blocking. In other words, organizing your life around what matters most. You, your physical health, your family, your relationships with your significant other, your spouse, having time to yourself and making sure that you set aside that time. These are all critical skills in moving forward. And we talked a lot about time blocking. We covered during the 12 weeks how the power of nutrition and physical activity. Eating every 2 to 3 hours, making sure that you're balancing protein and carbohydrates. Our body needs both. Drinking at least 64 ounces, maybe 90 ounces of water each day. Sleeping 7 to 8 hours a day. Maintaining proper portion control in our meals that we eat. I was talking to a client earlier today who's short like I am. I'm only 5'2". Actually, I think I'm shrinking even as I've gotten older. But somebody at 5'2" cannot eat the same plate portion size as somebody that's 6'2". And so really understanding that balance. Being physically active every day. 30 to 45 minutes. It doesn't have to be strenuous. It could be light exercise. It could be a little walk around the neighborhood, getting outside, getting some fresh air. But being physically active will help you as you get older, and being committed to self-care. So we talked a lot about how turning these habits into something that happens daily so that they impact your life long-term is critical. And so we really, really focused a lot. And then I think one of my favorite things, and hopefully you enjoyed this too, and that was every week I had some homework, something that you could do today and over the next week to begin to create these new habits. So, when we were talking about SMART goals, it was identify a goal that you want to work on and let's start making some progress. So these things were really, really powerful, and hopefully you found value in them. And we're going to talk a little bit about where you can find these past recordings and episodes. But I want to talk a little bit about really putting this into play. So let's be real, okay? The reality is in our life and everything that we have going on right now in this world, if you will, can really create a lot of burnout. I saw a lot of stress this week in people's lives and posts on Facebook and social media. Some of it was around the political upheaval in the United States. Sometimes it was something going on in someone's personal life. And I just want to say, burnout is real. And I want you to be able to recognize burnout. And of course, we're going to get into the solution to burnout, but the really being important to understand, am I tired? Am I hydrated? What is it? Am I listening to my body? Am I listening to my brain? There are some times when we just need to unplug and turn things off and really become introspective in terms of what we want our life to look like. And you can change your set of circumstances, and you can change your thought processes over time. And really understanding that it's the little things that we do each and every day that drive momentum that can change your life. And I can just share with you, I wasted about 20 years of my life in an unhealthy mindset, in an unhealthy body, not being physically active at all for 20 years. I woke up one day in 2007 and I found myself 85 pounds overweight. I felt like crap. I wasn't physically active. My relationships with my kids and my spouse were in the tank. I had just a really crappy mindset, and nobody wanted to be around me. And I don't blame them. But I woke up one day, it was in July, right around 4th of July, 2007. I said, you know what? Enough is enough. I need to do something about it. And so I began my health journey, and it was started out by learning how to eat right, drink more water, becoming more physically active. And in 19 and a half short weeks, I had found myself at a healthier weight. In fact, I lost 85 pounds in 19 and a half weeks. And what was so important about that is it wasn't the weight loss that changed my perspective. It was all the things I learned along the way and how great I felt. I remember saying to myself, I am just so tired of being a spectator to life. I'm watching everybody else seem to have a lot more fun, have a lot more energy, and be happier than I was. And I wanted a piece of that, right? And so by getting healthy, focusing and leading on your health first can be a really great place to start. If you found yourself this week really sad and unhappy and frustrated and maybe even a little angry, I would just challenge you to just turn off the noise for a while and lead with your health. Find a great meal plan, start drinking more water, go to bed a little bit earlier, turn off the news, maybe listen to some really great music that you really enjoy, find a nice, great, uplifting book that moves you forward. I mean, there's some really simple things that we can do, and it's not what we do once in a while that matters. It's what we do every day over time as those become habit that create the momentum that move your life. And so as I shared with you, I wasted 20 years of my life. I'm not really happy about that. I'm 66 years old. That's a third of my life I really felt like I wasted. But I can tell you the last 18 years, I'm making up for it. I am so thrilled about where life is going, and it has nothing to do with anything other than myself and the decisions that I make. I'm very, very happy with who I am and who I've become. I am not the same person I was 18 years ago. Thank God, right? So for some of you that knew me back then, my kids, for example, they've seen me grow as a human being. And you know what? I'm a better father and grandfather now than I ever thought I could be possible, that could ever be possible. So, but just be flexible, be willing to be open to new thought processes. There are some core values that we have that, really are dear to us, and we're going to stick to those. Those are our core values, and we're not going to give up on those. But be willing to change and evolve, and your character over time will reveal itself. You have lots of value to give this world. You have lots of things to provide to your family and those that care about you and that are surrounded by you. And we are like the 5 people that we hang around with most. So be careful about the 5 people that you choose, right? And so I would love it for those of you that are with me live, please feel free to use the comment section to communicate with me so that I can make sure that I provide you with the value today. And as you can tell, I'm fired up because I think this last 12-week series has not only been good for you and good for my listeners, but it's been really good for me because it brought me back to some of the things that are really, really critical. For those of you that knew, a couple of weeks ago, I started a 10-day fat burn blitz to just shore up my nutrition and to inspire my clients. Well, in 10 days, I lost 7.4 pounds. And you know what? I'm fitting into some clothes that I had in the closet that I hadn't worn because they didn't quite fit comfortably. And so there's a lot that you can do in a short period of time. Don't kid yourself. It's not catastrophic in terms of where life is going for you. You get a choice. It's all about a series of choices. And I want to also just make sure that we understand that there are times when what our thought processes and our core values clash with someone else's. We've seen that this week for sure. But I want to just challenge you a little bit to be flexible and to be open and curious and willing to grow. Don't be so, there's a really great book called The 15 Steps of Conscious Leadership. And I would encourage you, if you are looking for a great read, that one is a good one because it talks a lot about mindset and who you are and what you've created and being understanding of the thoughts of others. And leadership is all about developing some core values, but being open and curious. And that when we get stuck in a mindset or we feel like we've been victimized or maybe even we're the villain or we want to come in and save the day and be the hero, that's kind of a closed mindset. And that's not where we grow. Cherie, that is absolutely for sure. We do not grow in a closed mindset. But when we take full responsibility and we are open and curious and willing to learn and grow, we're going to evolve and we're going to surround ourselves with other people that are willing to grow and evolve. You know what? There are people in my life that I had to put aside. They were closed. They were negative. They were hateful. I found myself kind of buying into their BS, and I became hateful, not very friendly, not very positive. And it was the influence of other people around me that was holding me back from becoming the person that I wanted to be. And so I love that, Cherie, that you're with me live and that our value and what we deliver each and every day provides value to you that you can actually take and do something with it. So I would just encourage you that this week is so important because this is the opportunity for us to reset. Whether it's in your health, whether it's in your mindset, whether it's a personal development and growth goal, maybe you're working on some great business goals or career goals and you're maybe struggling to break through, I would encourage you to plug into our weekly focus. We do this every Friday at 10 o'clock. As I said, this is the end of a 12-week series, but not the end of your weekly focus. We're looking at the schedule so that we can get more people joining us live. We love the interactive nature of the weekly focus. And when we get a chance to interact with each other, I can tell you, I get to bring more value when you actually provide me feedback. So if you're live, make sure that you comment during the live broadcast. If you're watching in replay or over on YouTube after we're done, I encourage you to drop a comment. If you're looking for tools and resources that we share and talk about, let me know. We'll make sure that we provide you with those tools and resets. Cherie, I love it that you're interacting with me today. I love this. So here's Cherie. This week is huge for a mindset reset for me. I think there's a lot of people that are having to do a mindset reset. And so, I think it's really, really fun when we can be together in community like this. So I wanted to share a couple of tools and just kind of direct you to some other great resources that can help you this week. First off, we talked a couple of weeks ago about a free daily habit health assessment. It's really just a habit assessment. And so we created this for you. And I would love for you to go and check it out and to provide not only me, but more importantly, you with an evaluation of where you're at with your overall habit goals. So if you go over to habits.yourweeklyfocus.com, that's habits.yourweeklyfocus.com, there's an online assessment. It's going to ask you some multiple choice questions. At the end of it, it's going to give you a score, and it's going to kind of tell you where you're at and what you need to work on. So I would encourage you, if you have not plugged into this resource yet, that you do that. When we think about it, it is the daily habits that we create over time that help us become the person that we are. So Luana's with us today. She says, "This has been great, Russ. I'm going to be able to use all of this." Luana, that warms my soul. It's the very reason that I do what I do. Cherie, I appreciate you too. We are in this together. There's nothing that we do individually that it's going to make up, but it's the things we do together that are going to really change the world. And you know what? There's a lot that needs to be changed. There's a lot that we hold dear to us. And when things don't quite go our way and the outcome isn't quite what we wanted, we find ourselves in a dark place. And this is a chance to find light in yourself, light in your soul, light in surrounding yourself with other people. Don't be closed off. Be open and curious and willing to grow. Our 12-week series is available to you right now. So right now, as we're ending our broadcast today, this wraps up the 12-week series, and you can find this over on YouTube. And it's very easy. You just go to youtube.com/@RussMcCann. And you're going to find my YouTube channel. You could probably just go over to YouTube and type Russ McCann, and you'll find it. All right. In fact, if you go over to YouTube and you find, so it's youtube.com/@RussMcCann, you're going to see in the YouTube channel, I'm giving you a screen view of the YouTube channel. So right now we're streaming live. It shows you all of the past lives that we've been doing. And we also created a 12-week playlist of the last 12 weeks that we've been doing with this series. And so you can just click on that link and go to it over on YouTube. I would encourage you to subscribe. So anytime you subscribe to my YouTube channel, you're going to get a reminder anytime that we go live. And it's just so powerful to be part of a community that is lifting people up again. So with that, thanks for being with me today. I know Luana's live, Cherie's live. Who else is with me live today? Estella, you're live. Man, I love it. Hopefully this has really provided value to you because I think this was one of the weeks. I had no idea when I was putting this together that the week that we were wrapping up our 12-week series was election week in the United States. And I think it really helped me kind of keep things in perspective as I was putting my show together, talking about all of the things that we actually have control over, even though sometimes we may not think there's much we can do about what's going on in our world, in our country, and in our community. And you are absolutely wrong if you don't think you have any control, because all the control starts right here. It's your thoughts. Your thoughts control your actions. Your actions show other people who you are. Be kind to one another. If you're getting ready to go to Thanksgiving with your family, I bet there's a lot of family members that don't agree with you politically. Make it a rule. Don't talk politics at Thanksgiving dinner. Be grateful. Be thankful of all the people that are in our lives that have added value. Political party has no place in who you are and who you become. So just be kind to other people. They have a different perspective. There are people that love you for who you are, not who you vote for. The thing I love about our political party is I get to go into a private booth and vote for whoever I feel is going to help me steer the country in the best interest in my belief. And now with mail-in balloting, you get to do that from the comfort of your own home. Grab a cup of coffee, do some research, make sure that you're voting for the right candidate. And you know what? You get to control that only on voting day. But the rest of the time, we don't have that much control. But who you are and who you become and the way we interact with one another is exactly what makes us uniquely human and American. And so I would just say, I love you all. Hopefully you have found value in our 12-week series. We've started from the very beginning and we've ended with such a powerful message today. And I want to say thank you for being a part of our series. I cannot wait to share with you next week what our next series is going to be and the direction of your weekly focus. If you go over to YouTube, you'll see all of the past resources, all of the past broadcasts, so you can replay them. If you missed one, so Cherie and Luana and all of the folks that are with me live, if you've missed an episode, maybe during a lunch hour, go back and listen to one of our previous episodes. So we're really excited about the direction of the weekly focus. As I said, look out. We're going to have a website coming. It's going to be called Your Weekly Focus, with tools and resources and downloadable links and access to our library. You're going to love that. And we've actually been toying with maybe actually even writing a book. I shared with a group of people that I mentor with and that I just mentor with it. I have had a book in my mind called The Power of the Pink Tutu. It's a unique story. I was in a corporate event. I got called up on stage with a comedian as we were entertaining our sales team. I was a vice president with a Fortune 100 company, and I ran a sales team. And guess what? Of course, they bring the VP up, put me in a pink tutu, and embarrassed the heck out of me at 85 pounds overweight. I felt horrible. Everybody was making fun of me. That was really funny to them. It wasn't funny to me, but it was one of the catalysts that caused me to make changes in my life. So the power of the pink tutu is basically there is a moment in time when you decide that change needs to occur and that you want something different in your life. And you know what? That moment may be today, whatever it is for you. So anyway, we're looking at providing more value and resources to help you live an amazing life. One of the quotes we talk about almost every week is organize your life around the things that matter most to you. So with that, I'm gonna say goodbye and make sure that you plan on joining us next week, Friday at 10 o'clock. And if we have a schedule change, I'll make sure that you're up to date on that. So feel free to drop us a line. Make sure that you really plug into the YouTube channel. And more importantly, if you're with us live in any one of our broadcasts, please let us be interactive with you. Let us engage with you. Let us hear from you, because you guys get to steer the direction of our lives. So with that, you guys go out and have an amazing week. And feel free to drop us a line. Let us know how you found value. And We'll see you next week, Friday at 10 o'clock on Your Weekly Focus.